Everybody, amprepairguy.com, also harbachelectronics.com. So this video is going to serve as the installation video for the new Harbach TR relay bias board assembly. So give you some history on this amplifier. Customer sent it in and has some issues, so I'm going to go through it, fix everything, but it had this hokey relay setup. So on my pack and ship info page, I say that, you know, if you have any crazy mods or intents, I forget how I worded it, did not send it in until you talk to me. He sent it in, and I was willing to swap it out to the relay board. I can't leave it like this. I mean, it's so bad. But he didn't want to pay what it would cost. It needs filter caps also, so it just put him over his budget. So he sold it to me. So I figured this will be the perfect one. I have another 922 here also, another core, so if someone's looking to buy one, this one will be for sale. I don't normally go through an amp until I have payment in hand. The Drake amp has sold, so I have two, I know maybe three. I think I have two SB221s and maybe an SB220 that are available also. But the way it works is you send, you tell me what you want done to it, and once I have payment in hand, I get it done within a couple business days. Okay, so I'm gonna get to work. So first I'm gonna pull all this crap out of here, and I'm gonna assemble a board and show you how I go about installing one. I haven't installed one in one of these yet, so it'll be fresh for me. I know another guy did a similar board, but I'm going to use one standoff. I don't want any ground loop issues, and it should be fun. Someone grounded the grids. They did a horrible job. Horrible job. So they go from the ground, this braided crap, here to ground to. I'll pull that crap out. Bias switching is done by this relay. That'll be moved over to the new relay assembly. Cut off resistors right on the board, mounted to the board, and it'll get a brand new Harbach filter cap assembly. Brand new Kemet caps, brand new stock, brand new. Okay, and yes, you want to mount the diodes to the board. So the purpose of those, these aren't cheap. So these use a full they use a full wave doubler circuit. So if you ever lost one of the two diode strings, you'd end up, you know, if it's shorted, you end up pumping the raw AC into the caps. So those diodes will protect the caps. They'll end up shorting. So a lot easier and cheaper to change those diodes than it is to have to buy new caps and then change them. Those diodes are up on the board. You know, I can't see it right here. Diode board. So, yeah, so these are just protection diodes. Okay, so time to get at it. I'll do all the other mods at the same time. So see you guys in a bit. Stay tuned. Okay, so I took the relays out, and yeah, this was crazy. So removed the relays. I'm glad I did. Man, it was really bad. One screw had no nut. Actually, I don't think either screw had a nut. They were just, yeah, they were just threaded in to the aluminum, and one was loose, like I could just wobble it back and forth with the screwdriver. This is an RJ1A, has a 26 volt coil. It's wedged into the hole with, looks like a silicone or something a little bit. I guess he wanted to give it some isolation. Look how big that hole is, crazy. But to be honest, I don't remember if the coils were wired in series or parallel, but anyway, they have a 26 volt coil, and you have 120 volts DC firing the stock coil, and I don't see any series dropping resistors. So these were getting either you know, whacked with an extra, you know, 70 or so volts, or, you know, or they're getting whacked with, you know, about what, 90 or so, almost, yeah, 90 something, so 98 or so, but sorry, it's so early here. So those are out. Here's, that was handling the output switching and the input switching, so that's all out. I have the new board here, soldered all up nice, no cold solder joints, all brand new parts. So I'm going to figure out how I'm going to mount it, and then I will show you guys. See you soon. Oh, so I should probably add that the stock relay, so you want to unsolder, first off, unsolder all of the connections from a relay carefully. Don't cut anything. Be careful not to get the center conductors of the coax too hot, because you'll melt the dielectric material around the center conductor. And then there are two screws that hold the relay in, so you have to carefully go up through the other, through the RF deck side, and use a long Phillips head screwdriver, something like this, something that's not too wide, because you'll have to go between the air variable plates on the plate side to get to one screw, and then at the front of the capacitor, the air variable capacitor, to get to the other screw. So you can get at them without removing the capacitor, but just take your time and don't cut lead lengths shorter than they need to be, if any, if at all. Like the ones that fire the coil, if you can unsolder them. If not, I would just clip them right at the point where they're soldered, and do not clip the coax. Alright, so here's one. Okay, so this one comes from the input connector, one comes from the output connector, only one comes from the output network. Okay, so stay tuned. See you guys soon. So I have the board here. I'm going to orient the dropping resistors towards the front panel, the knob side of the amplifier. So you have the antenna connection over here, the RF out connection over here. So it's going to be as close to the wall where the tuned input circuits are. So I'll drop it down to the floor so it's laying flat. You can have it, it's not critical how far forward or back. I'd probably have it like maybe line the hole up with the feed through, maybe a little bit forward. Actually, I'd line it up with the feed through so you can gain access to the two connections, the positive and negative that fire the relay coils. So I'm going to use one standoff this corner, which is the padding for the pad, for the input side. The coax that comes from the input connector, and then the coax that goes to the input circuits. Okay, so just one, and then I'll have a ground lead coming off that hole, and it'll go to here. It'll also be grounded through the standoff, but that's just the backup. So I'm going to use. So again, it'll get dropped to the floor. I'll mark the hole. One hole. When it's sitting on the floor, I'll pull it back out, and I'll use a 632 drill bit and drill a hole for the standoff. So the studded end will go up, point up, so it'll go through the board, and then the threaded end will, sit on the chassis. And I'll use a 632 screw with a split washer to hold the standoff in place, and then a cap nut on the studded end. Okay, so I'll see you guys in a bit. Give you guys a visual. Sitting on the floor, and mark the hole, pull it back out, drill the hole, then I'll deburr the hole. So you can see the hole right there. Deburred it, and you can see the other two holes. Stock relay. Actually, you don't have to worry about going between the fins. Just go to maximum capacitance, fully meshed, when you go to take that screw out. Okay, so I'll see you guys soon. Okay, so I had to use two standoffs on top of each other, both the ones with the studs that raise the board, I wanted the board as high as possible to keep the lead lengths as short as possible. Going to the input circuit, and also to get the output coax to go right to the board, so I wouldn't have to, hopefully I don't have to extend it. So I lengthened the leads to fire the coils, for the coil voltage. These two relays are in parallel. So the orange lead is the V positive, it's marked V positive on the board, and the other one's the V negative. So I'm going to connect those prior to fully mounting the board. I'm going to take it out and solder them because I cannot get at them. I also had to move the board. I'm going to show you. I had to move it forward here. So yeah, I goofed. Sorry, still have the sniffles here. Allergies. So I'll take care of that after I finish this video. So I wanted a gap between the board and the padding cap on the plate side. So as you can see, it's still flush up against here. Okay. Okay, gotta get back to work. See you soon. Okay, so I'm back. I'm gonna show you where I'm at. So I disconnected the blue lead from the relay back here. I disconnected the lead. It was connected to the normally closed contact. Also connected the solid lead that was going from the normally closed contact over to the coil, which was the 120 volt DC. Disconnected the 100K resistor also from that point, and also the common. So that's out of here. You have to be really careful back here. Okay, so for the other lead, the green lead, I cut that, but I left it connected to the relay, which is the common, and it also connects over to this choke. So left that alone. It was easier than trying to cut it, and it's fine being left there. It's just acting like a solder point right now. So I cut this, stripped each end, and tagged on a piece of Teflon jacketed wire with silver plated silver strands. Heat shrunk both of the leads, so they're going to connect right here to these two connections. Doesn't matter which order. One says B negative, one says center tap, but it doesn't matter which way you connect them. Okay, so connected the coil wires over here, the 120 volt DC, and then the negative. That is secured with the nut. I'm going to supply, so Teflon leads will come with it, and I'm going to supply a number 14 solid. You can see here, that's the center conductor of the output coax that goes to the output connector. Sorry, still have the sniffles. So the number 14 solid, so I bent over the center lead like a hook, and then the same with this lead, like a hook, and then I crimped them to, squeezed them together before I soldered it, and then I put only enough of the number 14 through the hole so it's protruding a little bit. I mean, if you have more than that, that's fine. It's way away from ground, but that's just how I do it. So flowed solder through the hole, so it's soldered both sides. So it's all set. Just solder right there. So I'm going to move forward. Okay, actually, here's the output from the output network. I soldered some braided wire, tinned copper. Put some heat shrink on this after. This connects over here to this point right here. Okay, so this ground will connect back over here to the chassis. There's a ground right there. And I'll re-add the gas discharge tube. Okay, so I will see you guys. Sorry about that. I'll give you a better view. See you guys soon. Stay tuned. Well, I'm back and it's completed. Need to go to the store, get some allergy medicine. It's just so bad right now. And I have to pack some Harbach orders, and then I'll get back to work on this. But that'll be a separate video, and then this will be for sale. Okay, so number 14 wire going from the board over to the input circuit. Wrapped it around, soldered it, and it protrudes through the board just a hair, and it's soldered through. These are through-hole plated boards. So you have the extra ground connection here. This wire will be provided. This wire will be provided, just protrudes the board a little bit, wrapped it around. This is the coax coming from the input connector. The shield is soldered to the shield over here for the coax going to the tubes coming off the input circuit. And you want to make sure you bend that insulation over the side so you don't melt it when you solder it. So I extended the shield on the coax coming from the output network. I'll reposition that in there and fold that, clamp over. And it's a heat shrink over the shield and soldered it to the tab and shield for the output coax. I reinstalled the gas discharge tube to the common connection, which is the output coax. Just wrapped it around, soldered it, and soldered it up to the same ground point over here. I zip tied everything nice. And I think that's about it. So all these little bits will come with it. I'll even include some Teflon wire for to extend the leads for the coil, for the coil voltage, and then these leads going to the might not be these exact colors, but also to extend these leads. And I'll give you some heat shrink too. Heat shrink for both. I like strip, solder, heat shrink. So yeah, someone did a 10-meter mod to this, so I'm going to have to go through this whole thing. But anyway, that'll be a separate video, and the output safety choke was put over here by whoever did all this, and that's fine, that's a great spot for it. Just gets rid of the clutter over here, so there's nothing wrong with it being over there. So if you have a plate, if the plate blocker were to fail and you had DC, if it were to short and you had DC come down the output, it would bring it to ground and pop the fuses. Okay, so this thing came out nice. Yeah, this is not an easy thing to put in. So make sure before you buy this kit you have the confidence to do it. You just gotta take your time. Make sure I did things in a specific order, just worked my way. I didn't want to block anything, so just use your brain and do one thing at a time. Like I said, solder those leads before you put the board in place. You don't want to hit the relays with the soldering iron. You don't want to hit any other insulation or anything else with the soldering iron. I didn't hit anything, not a single thing. So, but okay, so I'm going to post it, and I'll have the board up on the Harbach site by next week. And I have other boards I need to put on. I've just been so busy, I'm sorry. Only 2 hands. Someone put a strap in here. They did a really crappy job. So that, and they used self-tapping screws. So I'm going to redo that. Just when it leaves my shop, it has to be correct. I want it to be one and done. So this cap will come out. But anyway, it's for another video. Yeah, so I will see you guys soon. But I know a lot of people complain about these relays being so loud, and this is a faster relay and a lot quieter, if you can even hear it. So, and the output contacts are rated for more current because they're paralleled, so just a total superior relay setup. But again, that one stays in place because these 2 lamps in the front, the standby, actually they're, yeah, these ones standby operate and switches those back and forth. Hey, see you guys soon. Thanks for watching.